Three.
See if
Excuse me.
do my background a little bit, fix it up maybe.
No problem. No problem.
Some,
Like a little San Fran action.
no,
A Bug's Life. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, we're all about this,
Hey,
right?
that's the month, right?
Yeah.
All righty. All righty. Oh, wait, what happened? Now you're gone. Oh, now you're a cow.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
what's going on? Is this an iPhone commercial?
I'm trying to do stuff. Okay, there we go. What we're doing.
Right.
We're going. Okay.
In 3, 2, 1. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Steve from the 8BG. I'm here with my co-host Sterl, and we are the 8-bit generation, and this is the 8BGCAST. If you like this episode and other episodes on our channel, please feel free to give us a like or a thumbs up and subscribe. We put out some great content when we feel like it.
We need to get more consistent, but whatever. Hard.
But how's it going with you, Sterl?
Not bad. Feeling a little bit better. I was a little sick, but I took the day off from work, which allows me to do this cast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's very important, man. Just taking the day off does wonders sometimes.
I mean, technically the schedule of doing this early was so that I could do this and go to work, but I'm not going to go to work today. So,
all right, no problem. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
we won't say what day it is. So,
yeah.
So I'll start off with you, man. What games have you been playing?
I've been playing Neo, The World Ends With You.
That's a remake, right? Or a sequel?
Oh, it's a complete sequel to The World Ends With You.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played a couple of hours of it. It's came out maybe like in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Very World Ends With You was kind of like a cult classic, right? It wasn't. It sold pretty good, but people liked it. They were really fond of it. It was for the DS, but they remastered it for the Switch and the phones and stuff like that, so you can kind of play. But the reason I got into it is because out of nowhere there was an anime that I didn't know about on Hulu of The World Ends With You, and it's a pretty good way to maybe get the first game and without playing through it. It kind of covers the entirety of the first game, so I jumped into the second game. It's similar, where you got a bunch of kids that. Well, it's a little different, but it's a bunch of kids that get warped into the underground, which is like the world where they have to play a game in order to survive. The rules are a little different this time. It is a sequel, so it is what happens after the first game. But you see.
Wait, how long after the first game is it?
Huh? And I didn't get far enough to tell like how far it is, but there are some characters in the game that are from the first game. Apparently later on in the game it becomes a lot more connected to the first game, but right now where I am it's not. So it's you run around, you get into battles. Now you have instead of 2 people, you have a whole team of up to 4, and they're each controlled by a button. So your shoulder buttons or your A, B buttons or whatever, and then you have a dodge. So it actually plays a lot different than the previous game. But it seems it's more of the same in terms of it has that funky soundtrack and the Tetsuya Nomura character styles with belts. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else. I've been playing a lot of things, but right at this moment I can't think of something. So you go. I'll think of something probably.
All right, no problem. So I go say the newest game I've been playing lately actually has been the Teenage Ninja. I can't believe I'm messing up on his name. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing it on Switch, and man, that is a fantastic game.
Solo or by yourself?
I was playing with T's brothers. So was playing 3 players. So
Uh,
actually, so here's the thing: we're playing three players. All three of us were playing three players, and we did online like drop in and drop out, the online mode. So anyone who's playing online can drop in your game. And at one point, for a good amount of time, we had um six players. We had a six-player game going on, and it was so fun. Like I didn't even realize the game was six players until like the day of, because I'm just assuming probably be at least four players. And even online, I assume that maybe there would be a limit, kind of like Streets of Rage, how it's a four-player game, but only two-player online, and it's six players online, and it's still like, so fun and everything, and it's great. I think it's a great game in general, but a great throwback for those who played like the SNES games, arcade games, Konami games. It actually reminds me a lot of the X-Men game that Konami had. You remember that old X-Men arcade game? Because in
mhm.
this game, you can use the specials a lot. You can find a way to continue using the specials to get through the level a lot. Kind of like Konami game, how you kind of abuse all the specials in the
Yeah,
X-Men game. But
yeah.
it's an amazing, really, really good game.
Is it
So
better than Rage 4?
Um, that's really hard. It's tough. I like Streets of Rage 4 more. I think maybe because I'm probably more of a fan of that aesthetic. Also, the fighting system, I feel like it's a little bit better. Um, even though I feel like this is a more robust system. Like you can kind of like go around the game just hacking and slashing and using some
Is
of
this,
the moves that you know, but it has a lot more moves that you can incorporate.
is this same company, Emu, or
I think that Temu just published it. I think it's made by I'm sorry I forgot their names, but I think Tribute Games or Tribute Games or something like that. I think that's who published it, but and maybe they had some hand in it, but I feel like it's not them all the way.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so that game was pretty fun. And I definitely recommend that. Maybe we all can get on a stream one day, just kind of like play six players, because I think it's definitely
If it's not PC, I ain't doing it. If you're not on the PC, because
well,
I'm playing
I'm gonna try to join you on the PC maybe this summer. So, maybe soon enough.
fail on PC, so I kind of need to go get it.
Hmm.
It's like
But hmm?
PC. It's like $21 on PC or something. It's like a minor sale or
Yeah.
whatever.
What's funny? I totally forgot the game came out, and then when I did find out about it, I was gonna buy it on the Switch store, and I realized I had so many points from the other games that I bought, so I just used all those points and got the game. So it was almost like
Mm,
a free game. Those Switch, let me tell you, those Nintendo points, they come in handy. I think that's the genius of Nintendo.
I guess I
Yeah.
don't. I just used some. I know I was supposed to borrow it from you, but it's on sale, so I bought Super Mario Odyssey. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna finally get around to playing that.
Oh, bro,
Um,
it's amazing.
yeah, I heard, I've seen. So I'll be a judge. I'll judge it.
Yeah.
Galaxy, it's gonna be hard for anything top that for me.
Hmm.
Um, just because I don't know, maybe something about Galaxy is just magical. But okay, yeah. So what else have you been playing?
So I've played. So this is kind of transition into what we wanted to talk about today. But I've been playing a lot of 3DS games
Oh
lately.
wait, can I talk about one thing that
Hmm.
I saw? I saw a
Yeah.
movie um that was really really bad, and don't anybody go see it. Not that people were lining up to see it, but I saw Jurassic Park,
Dominion.
Dominion, and oh my god, it was so bad. I mean, it
Wait,
was really bad.
really? Okay. It was, I don't care about spoilers, whatever like that for Jurassic Park, but what was so bad about Jurassic
First
Park
of all,
Dominion?
like there's nothing to even spoil. Like it's
Hmm.
that's it was it was so unnecessary of a film. It has a million different plots going on at once, kind of.
Hmm.
They bring the characters back from the first Jurassic Park, the Alan and the girl, whatever her name is, and they have nothing for them to do really. Like literally,
They just stand around and be like, "We're from the first movie."
yeah, they're that, and Jeff Goldblum's being Jeff Goldblum, and it was really bad. I couldn't believe. I thought the previous one was bad, the Fallen Kingdom, because that was
Hmm.
pretty stupid. But this doesn't even. It's unbelievable how boring it was. Just boring. Like It takes too long for it to get. There's so many. It's such a missed opportunity because there. I don't. If you follow Jurassic anything, the dinosaurs got free of whatever, and now they're all over the world. There's
You would
so
think
much.
that would be a great concept for a movie, right?
There's so much they could do with that, but it turns like they literally just take that Hulk. Like dinosaurs are all over the planet. They deal with it for a little while. Like somehow people are like selling them as pets and things like that. But then it gets to this point where they just go back to a research facility, and then they get things go crazy, and there's dinosaurs loose on there, and then they got to get out of there. It's literally they missed a great concept for a movie, like how that affects the economy, how the world. There's a little bit of that kind of with the plot, but it's stupid.
It's like glossed over.
It's just it's bad. I can't.
Because I'm not a huge Jurassic Park fan. I mean, I like Jurassic Park. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like diehard. You know, it's just like you watch it when it's there. I mean, the first movie is great. I think the first movie is an absolute classic.
Movie is one of the great classics. Yeah. None of the movies are even close to that, so it's not like people should be into it. I saw Obi-Wan also. Very good.
I haven't seen that series.
Very good. Very good. It's very good. That's all I can say. It's not great, like, oh my God, great, but it's if they can do more stories like that, then maybe exploring this other world of Star. Unlike the Boba Fett one that sucked, this one was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
The only thing I've been watching on Disney Plus is Miss Marvel.
How is that?
I actually like it. One thing about that show I give it credit for is that it really captures the feel of being a teenager really well. Like, even though there's the difference between, me and Kamala as a main character, despite those differences, it captures that feeling of like hopefulness and, whimsy of like a teenager, a teenager. And I feel like that's something I applaud that show for. And also the relationship she has with her family is really well done, in my opinion. I feel like the cast has great chemistry, especially with her and her mother. Like it's really, it's really well done. I think the hero. I feel like the hero aspect is good. It's kind of like a slow burn currently, but I feel like they're kind of like it feels a little bit overly complicated. It's kind of like in terms of her powers and where it comes from and what it does. But I'm hoping to see that at least the next half episodes, because I believe it's probably 6 episodes. The rest of the episodes kind of like come together much better. But I think the show is decent. I've been looking at like I guess user reviews or what people think. A lot of people are kind of like hammering the show, but I think it's a decent show.
But I wonder if it's because people are tired of inclusion and all. You know how people are.
Yeah, to me, I see where they're coming from, but at the same time too, I'm like, I don't have an issue. I mean, it's just it's her life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just part of her life, and that's I don't know. I don't see it as any.
There's a black female, and she's been getting hammered, and people hate her character. And
sorry, you went out a bit. I didn't hear what you said before.
So one of the main characters in the Obi-Wan show is a black female.
Oh yeah, I heard about her.
And she does great, I think. But people are just going crazy because she's black.
Yeah, I'm like, and they say a lot of times those same kind of people say it's not about color, but I'm like, if you was a white person, you wouldn't say anything. So obviously, it's about color.
Go crazy.
Yeah,
they don't want color in their. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
So what I was gonna say before, regarding the 3DS, I've been playing a lot of 3DS DS games.
Playing that too, so I knew I would think of stuff. But go ahead, yeah. So go ahead.
So I was like, as we all know, the stores was closing. Well, the store is still open, but it doesn't allow you to use your credit card anymore. So you have to buy Nintendo prepaid cards in order to download stuff if you want to purchase anything.
$50 cards are on sale on Amazon for $45.
Yeah, $5. I think they might go lower, or actually they might. Yeah, I think.
I bought a few.
Yeah, I think I might buy 1 or 2 because I've been buying a lot. When I heard the store was closing, I just decided to turn my 3DS into like the ultimate 3DS machine.
Which 3DS do you have?
I have the 3DX XL. Oh, sorry, the 3DX XL, new 3DS XL, the one with the.
We we have to make that distinction because they're two fucking completely different machines.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, one could play NES games, the other one could play Super NES games, Super Nintendo games.
I can't understand this. Yeah, original Nintendo 3DS. Now, hopefully, it is the same quality. Nintendo usually makes quality, long-lasting products, so I'm hoping this thing will last a very long time because, like I don't know if I told you maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I cleaned out my closet and I found a
NBA
DS
V3.
No, huh? No, that's disappeared. I don't know where that game. I don't really lose games like that, but that game just disappeared.
So to give you guys some context, real quick about NBA V3. So, I had bought NBA V3 when it first came out. I loved the hell out of that game. It's NBA Street V3. Excuse me. Yeah, I haven't had the game for so long that I almost got the title. So,
yeah.
So I had the game. I had bought the game. I had it for about a couple of weeks or so, maybe even less than a couple of weeks. And then Sterling asked to borrow it. So I said, okay, sure, no problem. You can borrow the game. We played it, whatever. And then just
that's the crazy. I didn't play it a lot because I didn't really like it, like the first one. So I heard it was good, but still. But go ahead.
It was really fun. I enjoyed learning the combos. At the time I worked at a video game store, so I would play this game, while the store wasn't busy. And still likes to borrow it. I let him borrow it. A couple of weeks later, he says that he can't find the game. And I said, all right. And he said he's gonna look for it, and it just disappeared. So that's always a joke I always say. Like, I always tease him about that because I'm like, he just disappeared.
So okay, let me get back to you. Okay,
all right, I finished venting now. There you go.
Oh, so I was cleaning out my closet and I found a DS Lite in there, and this had to be buried in his closet for a few years, and then this is the test of DS Lite being the best system. So I hit the power, and that thing has full charge. It has a full charge.
I know, yeah.
And it just worked, and I said, "Wow!" And that's something that unfortunately the 3DS, the
3DS, the battery sucks
for a day, like and a half. That thing always needs to be charged, which is a shame because the DS Lite was just so perfect. Anyway,
just to piggyback off of that, another system that was like that too was a Game Boy Advance. That Game Boy, I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I would just keep it. It was tucked away for years. Turned it on. It turned on. I got it like 15 minutes of play, and it was still green.
They get the revisions really right when they do systems. The first time they get it out there, and usually they get it good. Yeah. So talk to me about your 3DS experiences, and I'll talk to you.
Sure. So definitely with the 3DS, I was like, all right, the 3DS store is closing. One of the things I really wanted to do, I mentioned it to you before, is that I really wanted to play some more RPG games. And I felt like, the 3DS system was a great system to do so. So I'm still currently on Final Fantasy 4. I haven't had like I said.
Game, by the way, not a 3DS. I said it is a DS game.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So yes, I apologize. Yeah, that's a 3D DS game. But I almost forget because it looks actually really good. Like it's like
you can get it on Steam as like a bigger the 3D version. But go ahead, yeah. And
so anyway, I've been just downloading so many games off of the 3DS. And Nintendo has some pretty decent sales. Like if you on a 3DS and you're just constantly looking, every week, you can see some great sales. Like I bought Phoenix Wright Trilogy for like maybe $11. At one point, they had Street Fighter 4, the 3D version for like $4.
One of our most popular videos when you played it out.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That was really like, that brought back a lot of memories because I'm like, man, that's time to fly, look at this. And it was funny too. When I first saw Street Fighter 4, it was amazing to see like a console game on the handheld that looked really good. So that kind of shows like, how far, how long it's been and, how much time has passed. What else? And I downloaded two of the what else? Well, speaking of sales, they had like Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, like a lot of the Capcom games were on sale. Sega had a massive sale at one point,
Oh, now I'm getting callbacks of stuff I wanted to talk to you about specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Yeah,
get
no, we
there.
can talk about it. Listen, we got about 35 minutes or 30 minutes left. So, but
Okay.
uh, hmm?
I'm gonna forget, so just keep going. Go.
Yeah, yeah, I was done. So yeah, pretty much this has some great sales. So I downloaded a lot of games, probably about 20, 25 games all that was
Yeah.
on sale. And a lot of them was the Dragon Quest games, Dragon Quest 8, and I believe 7.
You bought
Those
7, 8?
Yeah, because they're like $40 at the store.
Yeah.
Be honest with you, I like to buy games physically. If I can get them as a physical copy, I would do
Yeah.
that. But number one, those Dragon Quest games are going for like $200 on the
Yes.
aftermarket. So it's like, you know what?
Regular DS ones of 4, 5, and 6 are very expensive too.
Yeah. So Dragon Quest games are
I
very hard to find.
those, so I'm
You know,
kind of happy.
I actually had the original PS2 version, but that ended up breaking. I'm so mad.
Oh,
Yeah, that probably goes for pretty penny now.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So the 3DS, I just been playing a lot of 3DS games. What 3D games? The 3DS games I've been playing specifically, I played a little bit of Monster Hunter, the Phoenix Wright trilogy, which is I'm still up to the first game, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
which is like really kind of fun. It really gets you. There's a lot of trial and error with a lot of these trials, but it's really fun. Great, interesting writing. What else? I downloaded a game called Purin 3D. Or no, wait, that's not Purin. It's that's Jigglypuff's name. Uh it's some 3D game that was on the PSP. I just forgot about it. But yeah, so I've just been downloading a lot of games, playing a lot of 3DS games. The games that I've actually beaten, speaking of, is Super Mario 3D, sorry, New Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS.
I didn't hear very good things about that. People, if there's like the least favorite version of the new Super Mario Brothers game,
Mm-hmm.
specifically, it's like too much focused on coins, and it's
Yeah,
kind
it's a
of
lot
like
of focus on coins, and I feel like
new
Mhm.
compared to like the first game. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really bring anything.
Mhm. I feel like they were like on this coin high to make it feel different. I mean, I feel like the coins, it is kind of fun because when you see the coins, you just kind of get addicted to like just trying to collect them all. So I feel like it does kind of add like an element of like just collecting and trying to get as many as you can. But then it does create like a handicap because you're gonna end up with like 120 lives, in the first world. You know what I mean?
They took
So
lives later games because they realized lives are stupid.
yeah, I think it's a gimmick. It's a cheap gimmick, but it doesn't hurt. It's still a solid game, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still solid. And what else? What other games I've been playing? Um, so not a 3DS game, but a DS game that I've had for a long time, but I never beat, but I finally beaten Hotel Dusk.
Okay, I remember that. You
Yeah,
talked about a long
very
time.
good. Hmm?
I remember you talking about that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I have always had it, never beat it, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me finally beat it, and I did. Definitely worth the thing. But yeah, definitely the 3DS. To kind of go into our topic of the game.
Wait, let me talk about the games I bought.
Oh, what games you bought?
So I bought a lot of shit too, just
Mhm.
random shit because like you said, it was on sale, and I was like, I gotta get whatever games I'm gonna play. So I bought Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix,
Oh, nice.
which is really fun. Rhythm Heaven was one of
I
the
was on the 3DS.
yeah. So the
Okay.
original Heaven was on the DS, and that was one of the funnest games I had on the DS. It was like
Mhm.
it was so fun and quirky. It was almost like WarioWare, but like just music focused. Kind of difficult can be, but still really fun. This is like almost a sequel, but it actually takes some of the Wii games, some of the original Rhythm Heaven games, because this is a whole series on Nintendo. And so I think it was called Rhythm 10 Goku or something, but then here it's called Rhythm Heaven.
Mhm.
So this takes all the games and kind of it's like a best of. So I've been playing that, very good. I bought this game called Etrian Odyssey Nexus.
Oh, that's an RPG, right? I forgot
Yeah.
to download it.
So Etrian Odyssey is a game, is a series that started out on the DS. Specifically, yes, it's a first person perspective RPG using like a tile system. You take a step forward, you move one square. It was creative because it's cool because you could use the bottom screen to create your maps for the
Mm.
area. But these are highly difficult. Like the you have to grind and you have to really prep your party. I never get too far in them, but they're very enjoyable. So I still buy them and play them up until I get to like level 30, and then the difficulty shoots off the cliff. So this game actually came out in 2019, which is kind of crazy. Like, because the 3DS, not that it was dead at that point, but it's a
it was
very
all about the Switch.
entry. Yeah, it's a very late entry, and so it kind of came when I was looking at, because I knew they came out with Etrian Odyssey 5, stuff like that. Then they had some remakes of the first 2 games, and this one came out. So I was debating whether I was going to buy. I have 4 already. I was debating if I was going to buy 5 or I was going to buy Nexus, and Nexus was kind of like a culmination of the whole series. Like, so people said just go with that one. So I bought that, played a little bit of it, but it's an engrossing long RPG, so I didn't really get too deep into it. But it's very familiar to fans. The series has some great music too. So I bought that. I bought Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
I did too, yeah. I bought Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
I'm gonna buy Ocarina of Time probably today. Played a little bit of it. That game is very weird, but I can't wait to, I beat it a while ago, but of course I have 64, but I want to read and just, because I think it's probably one of the underrated Zelda games. It's very weird. I bought now there's like you said, there's all these other little games. I bought an indie RPG that's it's weird. It's called Ash. It was on sale for like $1. The thing about it is this was a phone game created by a company, and I loved it so much. On the iPhone, they released a sequel, and I used to comment back and forth with the developers about how the sequel was going, and they used to respond to me and stuff like that.
I remember talking about this before.
Yeah, and then it just fell off the face of the earth. The game never got finished. The sequel to the game. So this is the original, and you can't even buy this game anywhere anymore. So there, and I saw it, I said, "Oh shoot, I want to," because you can't play it on your phone. Nowhere to download. Okay, cars are going crazy. Anyway.
I'm like, is that Vin Diesel by the door?
Yeah. So I bought that. I also, so now this is the other things I bought that were cool. So you know how the DS has these 3D versions of the original games that are kind of updated. I don't know if you know about
the Sega games.
Sega games, Nintendo games. So of course I brought Streets of Rage 2 3D.
Yes, it's a classic.
So did you play this version of it?
Hold on, let me see. I have the game. I haven't played it yet.
It's interesting because it actually is a slightly remixed. There's like a different mode you can play that when you die, you switch to a new character instead of like a life. Little remix things there. I bought that, so I think that's pretty cool. And it looks really cool. It in 3D looks rather cool.
Yeah, just to interject real quick, I feel like if you're gonna get 3DS games, I think you should get the ones that do the 3D well, because you can't get that anywhere else. You're not gonna get that. Like if you might as well get like those games. So those kind of those.
Wait, have you played Mario 3D Land?
I have 3D Land. I haven't played a lot of it, but I do have the cartridge.
Okay, cool. Very good. I guess that. Oh yes, can you shut it off? Thank you. So yeah, Super Mario 3D Land is one of those games that does 3D really well. That like solve some puzzles and things. All right,
so we're just gonna pause real quick because